welcome back to another year of a splendid Black History Month Gala event. My name is Pamela Sylvan, and I'm your host for the evening. It's my honor and pleasure to spend this time with you and act as host as we have this beautiful lineup of guests and musical talent that will just fill your heart. It's just amazing the talent that we have in our communities and are rarely cognizant of the fact that they are here. So it is our pleasure to bring them to you in this wonderful evening brought together by our founder. And I just want to say a few words about her. Founder and president of the Nanaimo African Society, has successfully run the society for 22 years and now is a publisher of the NAS magazine. She has become a staunch advocate for multiculturalism and diversity. She has enjoyed the opportunity to offer and coordinate and create workshops on a variety of topics, including numerous festivals and productions, including Black History Month celebrations, multicultural festivals, and fashion shows in British Columbia. Shalema Gantt has worked for the last 20 years with First Nations, youth, and a variety of young people in the surrounding communities, building self-esteem and confidence. She is always willing to help others to grow to their full potential and has made many professional and personal connections that have contributed to people's well-being in the society. I introduce to you the founder of the Nanaimo African Heritage Society, Shalema Gantt.
22 years we're celebrating Nanaimo's Black History celebration here in Nanaimo. We just had a little meeting that we had in the university, and we had a call out and just asked people if they wanted to be interested in Black history, and we had 99 people show up. It was great, and all these people were so mixed race, children that had German parents and had English parents, and Black kids that were adopted, and just all a variety of culture of people that had Black blood. And so I thought, well, this is good. People want to see this. So we brought this in the main front, and 21 years later, here we are. Well, Black history was started by Carter G. Woolson, and he was a professor at one of the universities in the United States. And Carter G. Woolson believed that there wasn't enough history that was taught into the schools. And when you think about Africa, you think about a very rich continent. And that was before people went there and took people in slavery. I mean, he goes back to Egypt and so forth. But he really wanted people to understand that there was, there's nothing that we do in the world that Black people haven't done or not able to do. We've done a lot of things. So we are, any genre, we have been part of that. And so I was very happy to hear that we have that kind of history. And I'm sure that's what Carter G. Woolson had in mind when he started Black History Month. But here in Canada, I think it was Jean Augustine, and there was Rosemary Sadlier, and people like that in Toronto that started it here in Canada. And it has now caught on in Europe. It's being celebrated in Europe and celebrated in different parts of the world. So.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love with all of our command. With glorying hearts we see the rise, the new north strong and free. For and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh
Our first guest tonight is Dee Daniels. Dee has a Bachelor of Arts degree in art education and taught high school art for a year in Seattle. She quickly realized that her true calling was music. Her vocal style was born in her stepfather's church choir in Oakland, California, and refined through the R&B era, polished during a 5-year stay in the Netherlands and Belgium from 82 to 87, and brought to full fruition upon her return to North America. During these years to the present, she has performed and recorded with many legends of jazz. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the effervescent Dee Daniels.
While my time here has now come to an end, I want you to know that in the last days and hours of my life, you inspired me. Filled me with hope about the next chapter. Of the great American story, when you used your power to make a difference in our society. Now it's your turn to let freedom ring. Come together, all people of the world, in the name of love. Yes, it's your turn to let freedom ring. Come together. Lift up one another. Now it's your turn to let freedom ring.
We all live in the same house, and it doesn't matter whether we are black or white, Latino, Asian American, or Native American. It doesn't matter whether we're straight or gay. We're one people, we're one family. We all live in the same house. Be bold, be courageous. Stand up, speak out, and find a way to create the beloved community, the beloved world, a world of peace, a world that recognizes the dignity of all humankind.
So walk with the wind, brothers and sisters, and let the spirit of peace and the power of everlasting love be here.
Wasn't that a wonderful performance by Dee? Our next performer is Omabuwa Dede. This young talented performer is a singer, songwriter, performer, and poet. Now let's take a moment to listen.
I am ready for love. Why are you hiding from me? I'd quickly give my freedom to be held in your captivity. I am ready for love. All of the joy and the pain, and all the time that it takes just to stay in your good grace. Lately I've been thinking maybe you're not ready for me. Maybe you think I need to learn maturity. Say watch what you ask for, 'cause you might receive. And if you ask me tomorrow, I'll say the same thing. I am ready for love. Would you please lend me your ear? I promise I won't complain. I just need you to acknowledge I'm here. If you give me half a chance, I'll prove this to you. I will be patient, kind, faithful, and true to a man who loves music, a man who loves art, respects the spirit world, and thinks with his heart. I am ready for love. If you'll take me in your hand, I will learn what you teach and do the best that I can. I am ready for love, here with an offering of my voice, my eyes, my soul, my mind. Tell me what is enough to prove I am ready for love. I am ready for love.
Hello everyone, I'm Leonard Krogh. I'm the Mayor of the City of Nanaimo. I want to first recognize we are all gathered on the traditional territory of the Snuneymuxw First Nation. I'm delighted to be able to read to you the proclamation made by the City Council of the City of Nanaimo. Proclamation Black History Month, February 2022. Whereas Black History Month was first proposed by the leaders of the Black United Students at Kent State University in February 1969, and the first celebration of Black History Month took place at Kent State 1 year later. And whereas Black History Month was first celebrated in the United Kingdom in 1987, and in 1995, Canada's House of Commons officially recognized as Black History Month. In 2008, the Senate officially recognized Black History Month, which was unanimously approved, and whereas by designating February each year as Black History Month, the city will acknowledge and honor the important contributions made by Black pioneers who settled in this area 150 years ago. Now therefore I, Leonard Krogh, Mayor of the City of Nanaimo, do hereby proclaim February 2022 as Black History Month in the City of Nanaimo, Province of British Columbia. I'm so delighted to be able to do this. I think all of us have been watching news reports lately around the recognition of the importance of Hogan's Alley and Vi's Chicken and Steakhouse and all the many stars and famous people who attended it. Just another small aspect of British Columbia's fascinating history, the contribution of the Black community that was ignored and not known or forgotten for so long, but is now being remembered and honored. So, congratulations as we draw to a close this month celebrating Black history. Let us keep it alive every day of every month of every year. Thank you.
I'd like to present our next guest. They have lit the runways up at this part of the world, and this province is incredibly proud that they hail from these shores. And I speak of Lelum, their house of design. At Lelum, they create wearable art garments that embrace diversity. They are committed to sharing traditional Coast Salish art and culture for all people to wear and enjoy. Their culturally appropriate clothing is designed with family artwork that is non-ceremonial and is all-inclusive for everyone. Now, wasn't that beautiful? Now, I'm thrilled to announce our next performance by the Ballet Victoria. Ballet Victoria was founded in 2002 and is a boutique professional ballet company with 12 dancers and 4 yearly productions. Their performances are dramatic, technically demanding, and often laced with humor. They're accessible and relevant to a wide range of multicultural audiences. The shows are entertaining, hold great artistic depth, and satisfy both those who discover ballet and the expert aficionado. With the under direction of Paul Detrope, innovation is happening quietly but insistently. Music inspires bodies to create beauty and harmony in dance. Ladies and gentlemen, Ballet Victoria. Thank you, Paul. And to your dancers, that was absolutely fascinating. Thank you. Now, I'm honored to introduce to you our next presenter. Rosemary Sadlier was the president of the Ontario Black History Society from 1993 to 2015. As president, she contributed to the recognition of Black history through education, research, and outreach programs. Rosemary's presence was central to the Canadian government's 1995 decision to make the celebration of Black History Month a national annual event. Rosemary was born and raised in Toronto, and she has degrees in teaching and social work. Her roots in Canada reach back to pre-Confederation. Her mother's family can be traced to 1840, while her father's ancestors arrived in New Brunswick in 1793. Along with the 1995 establishment of National Black History Month in the same year, Sadlier also initiated the formal celebration of August 1st as Emancipation Day. Rosemary has received several honors and awards, including the Order of Ontario, the William Peyton Hubbard Race Relations Award, Women of Pace Awards, the Black Lynx Award, the Planet Africa Marcus Garvey Award, and the Harry Jerome Award. Most recently, she was awarded the Lifetime Achiever Award from the International Women's Achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rosemary Sadlier.
Hello, my name is Rosemary Sadlier. I was the president of the Ontario Black History Society, and that was a position that I held for over 22 years, as well as an additional 3 years on the board of directors. While there, I had the great fortune to be able to propose the annual commemoration of February as Black History Month. I built upon the efforts that had been put in place by the founders of the organization, but there was an administrative error in our asking for a proclamation for Black History Month the very first year I came in as president. I quickly got that sorted out with the City of Toronto, and by the following year, we did get Black History Month in the City of Toronto. We also were able to get I was able to get Black History Month with the province of Ontario, with every province in this country, as well as I was the person who initiated the idea that there should be a national commemoration of February as Black History Month. Now, it took a little while for that to happen, and part of the reason is that change doesn't happen just because we have people who are interested in seeing it happen. It happens because there are a few people who are interested in seeing it happen. So I worked to build up a community of interest. I personally gave over 2,000 Black History presentations in schools, community groups, and churches. I represented the organization in front of the media. I helped to create events of all kinds, exhibits, and I did everything possible to build up a community of interest, people who wanted to see something like a Black History Month. And once that had happened, including the creation of our annual Black History Month brunch, growing that from about 95 people to over 1,000 or so, I did also then approach several members of Parliament, and I was thrilled when Jean Augustine was the person who accepted the opportunity to take this forward to the House of Commons. That December of 1995, I was thrilled to hear from her office about the reality that this was about to be taken to the House of Commons. And I had been supplying her office with Black history facts so that they would be able to share them with other people in government in order to really encourage the support for February as Black History Month. In February 1996, I was the only non-elected person invited up on the podium at the first national celebration of February as Black History Month. At that time, I presented a framed art print by artist David Kubuka to the Prime Minister Jean Chrétien. I was delighted to be there with the Black Caucus, as few as they were. And from that was created something to further commemorate February as Black History Month, and that was the Matthew DaCosta Awards program. I served on the final selection committee of that program for over 10 years. So all that to say that the combination of community effort of a proponent such as myself and a politician willing to move it ahead, that's how change is created. And that's how Black History Month came to take place in Canada. I encourage you to check my Facebook or my social media sites for more information on how Black History Month came to be.
Thank you, Rosemary. Now, our next guest has been into music since he was a toddler. He was propped up in front of a keyboard on the floor about the time he was learning to walk. This start in North Carolina set the tone for his future. After friends returned from visiting Nanaimo, the family was determined to see it, and once they did, they could not be dissuaded from moving north to Canada. Since he began here at age 6, Joshua Holloway has found Nanaimo to be the home of many talented artists, and it feels good to be pursuing music here. He took piano lessons and was exposed to musical theater as well. He eventually veered away from classical music studies and got into more popular jazz and pop artists. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Holloway.
You, with your eyes like the ocean, on a blustery morning in May. You, with your lips like a second, add up the hours in the day. Hold me close, but please don't lie. You were the one I wanted. You were the one I got. You, with your words like arrows, piercing the air that we breathe. I will catch all your arrows if you'll only promise to retrieve. Hold me closer, please. Let me down. Let me down gently. I won't drown, 'cause you drained me empty. You were the one I wanted. You were the one I got. We sneak around like a secret, hoping that no one will see. But I'm getting tired of secrets, 'cause now I just want to believe. Hold me closer, please. Let me down. Let me down gently. I won't drown, 'cause you've drained me empty. You were the one I wanted. You were the one I got. You were the one I wanted, but not the one I got. I'm not sure what I wanted, but I know this is not. You, with your eyes like the ocean, full of apologies. I really don't need your sorrow, 'cause now I just want to be free. Let me go and watch. I'll fly.
Thank you, Joshua. This next artist is a singer, songwriter, pianist, composer, producer, film and television actress. She is an engaging and entertaining performer. She continues to perform nationally and internationally, bringing audiences to their feet. Performing mainly as a solo artist, Gina Williams shares compelling stories through her songs, captivating audiences from intimate venues to stadiums. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Gina Williams.
Gina Williams, фортепіано, голос та трилогія The Never Part Again, Tanya Sim і ті самі теплі обійми. І ми зараз слухаємо пані Джину ще в одному варіанті, тому що вона от до цього всього вона ще й піаністка.
Gina Williams.
Now, on to our next performer. An expat American, became one of the beacons of the Canadian blues scene a couple of decades ago. His smooth yet robust piano playing and cool and soulful vocals are injected into a canon of original tunes and perfectly matched covers, and the combination can take his audience on quite the journey. It's always about preparing for the multifaceted ride, as the musical terrain can shift just as quickly as his lyrical inspiration. The abbreviated version of his musical journey began with him soaking up the sounds of gospel music, as his dad was a preacher. He has won 2 Juno Awards as well as many other awards. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Kenny Blue Boss.
Thank you.
We're gonna rock, we're gonna roll. We're gonna rock, we're gonna roll. full speed. She got everything, everything I need. We're gonna rock, we're gonna roll, 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 we're gonna rock, we're gonna roll. We're gonna rock, we're gonna roll, 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 we're gonna rock, we're gonna roll. Thank you very much and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So nice to be out here this evening. It's nice to be out of the house, actually. We're having such a great time being my good buddies and seeing all the folks that I haven't seen in a year and a half or so. Makes me think of this next song it's called Bankrupt Blues. And that's just about, we got pretty close to going bankrupt. So this is really appropriate for the night. Bought me a house, nothing down, a nice little house in a good part of town. The mortgage man made it easy to pay, low monthly payment by the standard today. Years went by, I was watching the news. Everybody around me was having the blues, losing their jobs and their family cars. Everybody drinking at the neighborhood bar. Bankrupt, baby. Yeah, bankrupt, baby. Bankrupt, baby, that's the only way to win. Had some insurance, house with plans, all inclusive, said the insurance man. You can live in your house and feel carefree. The company went under, he explained to me. My heart started beating like never before when I read the note hanging on my door. Easy payments is going to end. That's when I remember that word from a friend. Bankrupt, baby. Yeah, bankrupt, baby. Bankrupt, baby, that's the only way to win. Went to my lawyer, knew my account. He said, keep it, it's a small amount. Cut up your credit cards, throw them away. Don't you worry, what you can't pay. I had a stash of money put aside. I bought some chicken that I could fry. I cooked up a dinner, invited a friend. I told my friend I'm starting over again. Bankrupt, baby. Yeah, bankrupt, baby. Bankrupt, baby, that's the only way to win. Yeah, I'm going bankrupt, baby. Yeah, bankrupt, baby. Bankrupt, baby, that's the only way to win. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bankrupt Blues, how appropriate.
Now, on to our next performers. This is a couple, Diana Braithwaite and Chris Whiteley. I'm going to give you a little bit of both, okay, as we sort of pull it together. When Diana Braithwaite sings, you hear passion with sultry stories of life beautifully expressed through her music. Born in Toronto, Braithwaite is a descendant of the Wellington County pioneers in Canada. With roots in the southern United States, her ancestors escaped slavery through the Underground Railroad and lived for 4 generations in Wellington County, the first African-Canadian pioneer settlement in Ontario. Dubbed a national treasure by Blues FM's radio host Danny Marks, Diana Braithwaite combines elements from Diana Washington, Coco Taylor, Esther Phillips, and others to create her own unique, appealing, and expressive blues style. And Chris Whiteley. During his career, Chris toured with Stuart McLean's Vinyl Cafe show on CBC for 10 years. Kansas-born multi-instrumentalist Chris, guitar, harmonica, trumpet, steel guitar, has had an illustrious music career spanning some 50 years, since his early beginnings with the renowned Sloth Band. He's appeared on over 250 recordings. In January 2022, Chris won the Maple Blues Award for the top blues horn player in Canada for the 9th time. This blues couple have recorded 8 previous albums together and have toured all over North America, the UK, and Europe, winning numerous awards for their songwriting and albums together. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Diana Braithwaite and Chris Whiteley.
Fried fish,
gonna meet my baby down at the music hall.
Well, it'll be rocking.
When we walk through the door, the cook in the kitchen calls.
And what does she say?
Fried fish,
Rum and ginger ale.
fried fish,
We got rum and ginger ale.
we got it all lined up. You know that I just can't fail. Now, hey, bartender, don't bring me no bad news. I said, hey, bartender, don't bring me no bad news. We keep the whole place rocking with those fish fry blues. Oh, fried fish, rum and ginger ale. Oh, fried fish,
Rum and ginger ale. We got it all lined up. You know that I just can't fail. That's a hands-free harmonica. All right.
Hello, my name is Rosemary Sadlier, and again, I'm delighted to be here with you to share Black history. Black history is something that should happen all year and be for all ages. So, with that in mind, I'm going to read to you from my Canadian bestseller, The Kids' Book of Black Canadian History, and it's available on Amazon or in your library. I'm just going to read a little bit. I want to read part of a section that I think is really critical, and it's about African beginnings. Black Canadian history started on the continent of Africa. Like Canada, Africa is a diverse place. Most African people are Black, but others are of Asian, Arab, and European descent. Africa is made up of many countries, and its people have a great number of religions, languages, foods, and traditions. Africa's history is interesting and long. The oldest known human being lived 2 million years ago in Africa. From this African birthplace, humans spread out to all parts of the world, including, and eventually, Canada. long before European explorers arrived in Africa. It had great cities and powerful empires. The African people were skilled farmers, doctors, merchants, metal workers, and sailors. They traded with the Arabs to the north and the Indians or South Asians to the east, and for thousands of years they'd also been creating wonderful art. Most people know about the amazing civilization of ancient Egypt in northeastern Africa. It began more than 5,000 years ago along the Nile River. You can still visit the pyramids, which are the tombs of Egyptian kings or pharaohs. But there were other incredible civilizations in Africa. For example, the kingdom of Kush. Kush became a kingdom in Nubia on the Nile River south of Egypt around 800 BCE. The Kushites conquered Egypt and ruled it for about 100 years. Kush continued to flourish until about 300 CE. The Kushites were wealthy and inventive. They built pyramids, trained elephants to work, and made iron tools and weapons, while the Egyptians were still using bronze, which is a much softer metal. They also developed the world's first form of writing based on an alphabet. To find out more about Black history in Canada, you'll have to read the kids' book of Black Canadian history, or other sources that will give you some information, or check the resources of the Nanaimo African Heritage Society.
Well, you're pretty sure of yourself, ain't you, Virgil? Virgil, that's a funny name for a nigger boy that comes from Philadelphia. What do they call you up there?
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
Mr. Tibbs! Well, Mr. Wood, take Mr. Tibbs, take him down to the depot, and I mean boy like now.
Was Mr. Colbert ever in this greenhouse, say last night, about midnight?
Gillespie? Yeah. You saw it.
I saw it.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
I don't know.
I'll remember that. There was a time when I could have had you shot.
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy, and though he wanders very far over land and sea, a little shy, the sad of eyes, but very wise was he. Then one day, that magic day, he passed my way, and though we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this is just to love and be loved in return. Just to love and be loved in return.
I want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting us and enjoying the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been great for us. I want to thank Pamela Sylvan for being our hostess. And all the performers, I like to give you a big shout out. Thank you so much for coming and supporting the Nanaimo African Aryan Society. Can't wait till next year when we'll meet you on the dance floor.